Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back and it is time for another Starcraft 2 Probots 1 versus 1 match. We have got one that should be a hoot today. We're on the map Moondance, and there's some potential here for a little bit of battle cruisers up against some Sky Toss. In the top left, we've got BenBotBC. The most infamous BC builder. The most infamous BC builder bot. Say that 3 times fast. I shall not. In the bottom right, we've got the TheGoldenArmada. A bot that I cast once before and it seemed to have quite a bit of potential. And so we're gonna be watching these two go up against each other again. Or for the first time. I just cast BenBot, so gonna be watching BenBot play again. And yeah, this could be a very fun map between these two. I'm excited to see how it goes. Now, BenBot is up to its usual shenanigans of going for the proxy single racks, an incredibly strong strategy. Probably a nightmare if you're a bot author to try and defend against this, and because it works so well, that's probably why BenBot goes for this, I think, about every game. So it goes for the 1 proxy rack into the command center, an incredibly strong build. If this worked half as well as it did against human players as it did against bots, I would do this every game. Now, we have got the TheGoldenArmada going for its odd opening, a 2 gateway, which is more of a PvP build than it is a PvT build. But that could set it up to be better off against what BenBot's going for with this proxy bunker. Zealot's already on the way. And now it's all going to really depend on the unit behavior as far as how it engages, something like this, once it scouts it out. And then, yeah, while this is going on, BenBot just going to be macroing up behind this. And before we get too far into this game, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go ahead and slap that like button. We have got 7 army supply in total, so let's go for 7 likes on this video. And of course, if you're new to the channel, press that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever there's a new video, and consider becoming a YouTube member if you want to support the channel. Going for 10 members, there's the join button down below. And also join the Discord, because we also announce tournaments and stuff, and there's going to be one this Friday. Almost certain. And so let's take a look here. We have got a robo facility on the way here for the TheGoldenArmada, so going for that strong ground composition to start things off. Now, it hasn't even scouted out, funnily enough, this bunker, but it's doing a good job to not have its plan be altered by it. Now going for a Stargate, so a very heavy commitment to 1 base from the TheGoldenArmada, but with this Immortal, the 2 Stalkers, and the 2 Zealots, that should be more than enough to break this bunker. And we'll see if it's going to actually engage this correctly. Having the units is one thing, engaging it correctly is another thing. So we shall see how that's going to work out. Okay, while this is going on, BenBot's going for a missile turret. Interestingly enough, at the front, wants that detection, playing it a little bit safe. And then has an eBay done, so it can build that, of course. Starport on the way up, factory making a Hellion. So same opening we saw in the last game from BenBot, and Observer's on the way here for the TheGoldenArmada. There's a chance that the TheGoldenArmada, if it cracks this bunker, could potentially go for a kill move against BenBot. That's not going to be a certainty or anything, but this is quite a strong 1 base push it's leading into so far, and really most of BenBot's units are defending this bunker. I'm curious to see when the TheGoldenArmada is finally going to move out. Just basically sitting back and building up on 1 base, a very strong strategy. Now it's going to move out. It's going to see that bunker's there. BenBot's saying tag Stalker. The Immortals working away. The Immortal working away on this bunker. Same with the Stalkers. That bunker falls very, very quickly, and all the Marines are now just going to be mincemeat against this composition. I believe both the Zealots died there, and so did 1 Stalker, but to crack that bunker, that's a pretty decent trade. Now, the TheGoldenArmada might not be meeting whatever requirement it has to move out, so it's probably going to wait for a couple more units. That's my quick assumption here before it goes for an attack. Because it seemed to have a supply threshold. And there we go, Void Ray's out, so now it's happy to move out once again. We'll see how far it's going to commit to an attack. It's going to throw up the Nexus now. And that is an interesting way. for the Golden Armada to kind of be safe in its own way. Just build up on one base. Once you push down the ramp with the army that you deem is sufficient, take your expansion instead of just kind of going for a bunker or something like that. Now, BenBot is pushing across the map, going to be working away on this Rax. We'll see if that's actually going to die. A Viking shooting away on the Void Ray. If this Rax dies, it will have to be rebuilt to build more factories and whatnot. That's pretty important, though, that BenBot is able to repair this bunker, though, as the Golden Armada is coming on in. The Widow Mine fired. The tank is shooting away. If that Immortal goes down, that's a big deal. The bunker's still holding fast. It's going to be close whether it goes down or not. Widow Mine firing on that Zealot. That does get picked off. The Siege Tank is still standing strong for now, but there's no bunker to buffer for it. If it gets one shot off on that Immortal, it would be huge. It can now pretty much one-shot anything that's left here for the Golden Armada, and this tank is doing the work here as it gets 5 kills, and those are 5 heavy Protoss unit kills, Stalkers mainly. The Void Ray goes down as well, so while that was scary and a great attack from the Golden Armada, it was being a little passive there. It's one of those tough things that would be incredibly tough to program, because even humans have a hard time knowing when to commit onto a siege tank or not. In fact, it's probably one of the more common blunders in Starcraft to say, no, I can totally dive on that tank, and then it doesn't work. Programming a bot to make that call, that's just a nightmare. Now we've got BenBot going for a battle cruiser. That's going to be out pretty darn soon off the back of its incredibly strong economy compared to the Golden Armadas. So the Golden Armada has got a Void Ray. It's going to have out a second Void Ray, but it's going to have to deal with this attack, with this battle cruiser that's going to be crossing the map soon enough. Now, Void Rays are very good at that. The battle cruiser will have Yamato cannon, so that's going to be good for BenBot as well. There's 2 Widow Mines, 2 tanks, a Viking, and another bunker rebuilding here. It's going to be tough for the Golden Armada to make this attack work if it does commit on in here. The 2 Void Rays and the Immortal are nice, but it's just such a tough position to crack. This is an incredibly strong defensive position for BenBot. The Golden Armada is going to be getting pushed away here. I mean, 1 Void Ray and 1 Stalker turn around. That's kind of random. Oh, turn around, boys. Turn around. Don't do it. Don't die. Those Void Rays are so important when it comes to dealing with this battle cruiser, which is now teleported across the map. The probes ran away, but yeah, I guess that's why the army kind of got split there for the Golden Armada, caught between an attack and a defense. The Void Ray turns around again. That is no good. It's going to engage into this Viking, but the Viking can micro perfectly, or at least it should do. The Void Ray is going to suicide itself to get that Viking, but that would have been much better in the defense against this battle cruiser. And BenBot seems to be doing pretty darn good in another game here. Currently 3 bases to 2. The mining of the Golden Armada has been disrupted. It's now going to be building up that army count even more and more. That battle cruiser didn't even max out its full potential there, getting 4 kills and retreating. And so the Golden Armada is in quite a tough spot here, I think. Yeah, I loved the attack behavior from the Golden Armada so far, but as far as the amount of depth that it has, we're waiting to see. Like, the attacks there, it was good, the aggression that it had, but then, like, the Void Ray being kind of split wasn't good. Committing onto that Viking was interesting. We've got a fleet beacon on the way, which could definitely help here. A Robo Bay is done, so the Golden Armada really investing in a lot of tech. Yamato cannon hits that Void Ray. The battle cruiser does teleport out, and the Void Ray does survive, which is important. Another Void Ray is on the way behind this. I'm worried, though, that the Golden Armada is just going to build up an army again and attack with, like, half the supply of BenBot, and that's not what we want to see. You need to play defensive here, get up some Void Rays, so you can shred this composition, but whether the bot's got that behavior is a completely different question. A second Stargate and a fleet beacon is on the way. The Golden Armada investing in these high-tech structures and units still. Not utilizing its Chrono Boost, interestingly enough. That is something that this bot definitely needs to do. I mean, it's making probes. It could be Chrono Boosting them out. It's making Void Rays. It could really just be Chrono Boosting all of this stuff out. So that's definitely a point that this bot needs to be improved at. Yeah, it's totally maxed out on energy, so it could be Chrono Boosting like mad to maintain and get its economy going better. BenBot is currently up to 4 bases here. The Golden Armada is getting up these Void Rays, more Mortals and Stalkers, getting up the 3rd base. So it's not out of this by any means yet, but I am quite concerned. I mean, look at this army for BenBot. This is no joke. It's going to be stimmed Bio 2, 1-1 upgrades. The battle cruisers now teleporting across the map. 2 of them going right into the main base. The Golden Armada is going to react to this. Prismatic alignment popped on that battle cruiser. One of them actually just disappears there, doesn't even have a death animation. Both of them actually go down, so that was a good shutdown for the Golden Armada. Just kills off that's what, 1,400 resources worth of units? That's the kind of efficiency the Golden Armada is going to need from this point on. Now, this base location was cleared out. Woodamine was there. This is potentially freeing up another expand for the Golden Armada, but it looks like it's actually going to be going for an attack here. The Void Rays in the sky, a Tempest even in the sky as well. Now, how much that's going to help, that's up for debate here. Anti-armor missiles hits the army of the Golden Armada, but it's got to be so careful because BenBot still has this incredibly defensive position. BenBot saying tag Thor mode, interestingly enough. There is no Thors, but I guess it's just saying build Thors. Here's the problem though, BenBot actually is going for a very strong bio composition, which isn't something every Terran bot goes for, but bio is pretty darn good against just Void Rays and Stalkers and Immortals for the most part. So the Golden Armada kind of has its army destroyed there, and is just going to have to go back home. It's got a 4th Nexus on the way, which is important. More Void Rays on the way, but it really does need to play more defensive here. Okay, there's the Thor mode tag. A Thor's on the way. We'll see if it's going to make a Medivac to shuttle them. I remember that crazy game ages ago, which was battle cruisers versus Thors, bots endlessly sort of shuffling their units. Now, this is not the attack we want to see from the Golden Armada. This bot could definitely use some quick maths to be like, okay, the enemy has got this much stuff. I probably shouldn't attack in. I mean, overall, aggressive behavior is pretty darn good, I think. But aggressive behavior is only good to an extent. Like, there's got to be some sort of contingency. And we are seeing that Nexus go up, so it's not like the Golden Armada is strictly just attacking here. But, as far as some of the attacks it's made, they haven't been great. It's lost a lot more resources than BenBot. And now BenBot is crossing the map here. The Golden Armada is going to have a tough fight. No upgrades, really, for any of its units. It's got another Tempest on the way. It's got 3 Void Rays. So there's a chance that this could be defended against, but the 2 battle cruisers are going to be very scary. A 5th Nexus being attempted. Yeah, the Golden Armada not even fighting with its whole army here. Definitely could use some improvements on its army there. We see mass Vikings from BenBot. I didn't even realize how it creeped up to 11 Vikings, and it's just going to Shrek the army of the Golden Armada. TGA in trouble here, and I'm pretty sure TGA is dead. The fleet has been sunk, and yeah, auto turrets going down, murdering those probes. The Vikings landed, just having a field day. And yeah, BenBot showing us another great game. I was hoping that the Golden Armada would go a little bit more late game. I'll have to keep an eye out against some of the bots. Maybe like BenBot versus Ketrock bot. That would be a fun one. I might have even cast that before. But yeah, BenBot, truly an awesome Starcraft 2 bot, going for the BCs, using some interesting dynamics of its units. Incredible defensive play there. Like, I'm sure the Golden Armada's attack would have killed a lot of bots, but the mines, the bunker, the tank, incredible defensive positioning. That is one of the really strong things we see from Terran bots, like using the PF, the bunkers, that kind of thing. Really just smartly programming a bot. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this one, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, the whole spiel and whatnot. If you want to suggest a replay for me to cast, go ahead and join the Discord, and feel free to shoot me a PM about that. And yeah, we're going to have a tournament coming up on Friday, a Freak of World coming back, which is very exciting, so stay tuned for that as we watch BenBot clean out the Golden Armada. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning on in.